As its name suggests, a living trust, also known as a revocable trust, is in effect while you're alive. It's a legal entity into which you title assets to be managed during your lifetime and after your death. As the trust's grantor, you typically serve as the trustee and retain control over the assets during your lifetime. Thus, you can modify or revoke the trust at any time, allowing for adjustments as circumstances or intentions change. Let's take a closer look at why you should consider including one in your estate plan. Setting up a living trust. To create a living trust, engage an estate planning attorney to draw up the trust agreement. Then, title the assets you want to transfer to the trust. Assets can include real estate, financial accounts, and personal items such as art and jewelry. You'll also need to appoint a successor trustee or multiple successor trustees. The trustee can be a family member or a friend, or an entity such as a bank's trust department. In the event of incapacity, a successor trustee can seamlessly take over management of the trust without the need for court-appointed guardianship or conservatorship, preserving financial stability and decision-making continuity. Avoiding probate. A primary advantage of a living trust is its ability to minimize the need for trust assets to be subject to probate. Probate is the process of paying off the debts and distributing the property of a deceased individual. It's overseen by a court. For some estates, the probate process can drag on. By avoiding it, assets in a living trust can typically be distributed more quickly while still in accordance with your instructions. In addition, probate can be a public process. Living trusts generally can be administered privately. And if you become incapacitated, the trust document can allow another trustee to manage the assets in the living trust even while you're alive. Knowing the pros and cons, living trusts have both benefits and drawbacks. If you name yourself as trustee, you can maintain control over and continue to use the trust assets while you're alive. This includes adding or selling trust assets, as well as terminating the trust. However, after your death, the trust typically can't be changed. At that point, the successor trustee you've named will distribute the assets according to your instructions. On the flip side, a living trust can require more work to prepare and maintain than a will. And you'll probably still need a will for property you don't want to move into the trust. Often, this includes assets of lesser value, such as personal checking accounts. In addition, if you have minor children, you'll need to name their guardians in a will. Who can help? Creating a living trust typically requires some upfront effort and legal guidance. Even so, the long-term peace of mind and control it can provide may make it a worthwhile consideration. We can help you determine how a living trust fits within your broader estate planning goals. Contact an estate planning attorney to draft a living trust.